So 2 weeks out from the wedding, you've lost the makeup artist. The makeup artist has told you, don't worry, we've got a replacement. That replacement was actually no good.
That happened probably 4 or 5 days, probably up to a week before the wedding now. So I was messaging the replacement. Oh, sorry, I can't do it. We're now a week out from the wedding. Like, what do you expect me to do?
Quite a few of our clients, when we send them pricing for makeup, they're shocked at the prices. But I think what they don't realise is you're not finding these products here. You know, you have to fly to Australia or get a friend to fly to Australia or pay someone to go shopping or for shipping. And I don't know if you've ever shipped makeup here, but the tax to get makeup into this country if you buy it online is like 100%, isn't it?
Yes.
So if you buy a $90 foundation, you have to pay $90 in tax. So that is really bumping up the cost.
So expensive.
I don't really know, but we did have a full meltdown in a bridal room. Britta had to make a phone call and beg the hair and makeup artist to come back, which I don't think they ever got paid for, by the way.
They didn't.
But, you know, I think it's really important to know.
It was almost halfway home.
It's really important to note for a bride, like, unless you book touch-ups, your hair and makeup artist is going to leave when they're done. Like, they're not your mum. They're not there to hold your hand and walk you down the aisle. When their job's done, they go home. Hi, I'm Tristan, owner and wedding planner here in Bali for Bali Brides Wedding and Event Planning. We are an event planning company based in Indonesia.
I am Britta. I'm one of the senior wedding planners at Bali Brides and also team leader.
Welcome to our podcast, Bali Weddings Unveiled. We are going to be taking you through over the next coming months all things to do with Bali weddings. The good, the bad, the beautiful, as we go behind the scenes of what it's actually like to plan a destination wedding in Bali.
Yeah, we're going to be deep diving into the tips and tricks and also the behind the scenes tea, because we love the tea.
We love the tea.
So yeah, welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to our podcast. In the following episodes, we're going to be going through a variety of things from budgeting to your Bali wedding, how to pick a venue, interviews with supplier, things that have gone wrong on the day, tips and things that you need to be looking at when planning your wedding in Bali, and hopefully sharing some exciting news along the way and going into actual real life weddings.
Yeah, we sometimes might be on the couch in pajamas.
So thank you for joining in. We can't wait to deep dive into Bali Weddings Unveiled.
Hi, and welcome back to Bali Weddings Unveiled. My name is Britta.
My name is Tristan, and we're joined together in the studio today with Nofi.
Hello. Today we are discussing going the ins and outs of one of the most important factors of your day is your hair and makeup. The good, bad, and the absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. That's right. We are going to be deep diving today into this topic. There's going to be a lot to cover off on, such as, you know, what products to use, what your skincare routine is going to be leading up to the wedding, what to look for in a hair and makeup artist, what not to look for, things that can potentially go wrong. And we're going to be joined by Nofi today, who we're going to be able to ask questions and, you know, get some answers for everybody. So before we get started, I do just want to quickly mention a big thank you to Bali Sewa Furniture Hire for sponsoring our pillows for the talk show podcast. And also to
Florist Wedding Conceptor
for providing us with such beautiful flowers for our filming in the studio today.
And of course, Nofi for our beautiful hair and makeup today.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time and getting up early. And I know it was a bit last minute, so we do appreciate you coming in and making sure that we were camera ready for all of those following along on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, please make sure you like and subscribe and leave us some feedback. So before we get started, I do just want to talk a little bit about things that can go wrong for hair and makeup. We haven't really had any issues with you, Nofi, which is why we use you. But there are some absolute horror stories of things that can go wrong on the wedding day, in particular with hair and makeup. Britta, I know that you've recently had some quite major issues in this department. Do you want to tell us a story or two?
Yeah, so last year, for instance, 2 weeks out from one of my clients' weddings, hair and makeup artist comes to me and says, oh, I actually can't do the hair and makeup for your client's wedding day. I'm like,
sorry, what?
Like, but why? Like, is there, you know, you go, like, first immediate thing is like, is there a death in the family? Like, are you okay? What's going on? Oh, no, I'm just going to be out of the country.
Look, I'm sorry, but, you know, my mind would have gone there as well. Like, is everything okay? Because, you know, we have had some cancellations recently with one of our dear suppliers who's been very unwell and we've had to pull out of a lot of weddings. But you're going to be out of the country is that not something that you would know in advance? Like, I'm going on holiday next week, guys. Like, what did you even do in that situation?
At first, it was just shock, horror. And it's like, how am I meant to tell my client that they have no hair and makeup?
Did you tell them they had no hair and makeup?
Not at first. We had a replacement, which turned out to not happen because I think we will dive into this a bit later, but their work permit expired probably a week before the wedding day.
Your replacement that you had found?
No, this was the replacement that the hair and makeup artist found. And she was like, this person will be great. You can use them. They are available. When I started messaging them, oh no, I can't work at the moment because my work permit's not valid.
So 2 weeks out from the wedding, you've lost the makeup artist. Yep. The makeup artist has told you, don't worry, we've got a replacement. That replacement was actually no good.
That happened probably 4 or 5 days, probably up to a week before the wedding now. So I was messaging the replacement. Oh, sorry, I can't do it. We're now a week out from the wedding. Like, what do you expect me to do?
I can't even imagine. Well, I can because I was there.
You were there.
The stress of, this is probably one of the most important suppliers for that client's wedding. And, I think that client as well, they'd already come over and done a trial the year before, hadn't they?
They had. It was probably 6 to 8 months earlier. They came for menu tasting, site inspection, hair and makeup trial, all booked in, loved it. No problem. Or like you pay the deposits and you expect to have them on the day. So for now a week out, we are scrambling. Like, we are calling every single person.
It was peak season.
It was peak season.
You book this thing a year out, It's not something you book last minute. Like,
yeah. Peak season, it's almost impossible to get a last minute replacement. Like, we can do it. However, you're going to struggle getting there in the end. We're your wedding planners. We make shit happen.
So what did you do?
Called around multiple suppliers. You helped me with this. Basically called up Rani, for instance, fairy godmother.
Rani Bronzer, one of the top, I would say she's probably one of the top makeup artists on the island.
Yeah.
Very hard to get in with her. You need to book very far in advance.
Yeah. We got my client in for a last minute hair and makeup trial. All went wonderful. Rani had to change her whole day around for the actual wedding day because she was meant to have a trial for a new client. And she was able to change around all the timings and everything because obviously hair and makeup gets done from the morning right until up to your photo video arrive in the afternoon. Like, it's not a small process. So for Rani to change around her whole schedule for that day and even that week to get my client into a trial, like, just cannot thank her enough. It's
Angel.
But
did it get to the point that you had to go to the client and be like, we don't have a hair and makeup artist for you? Or you were like, we don't have a hair and makeup artist, but this is, the situation. Like, how do you tell them?
We never like to go to clients with
a problem.
We always need a solution and we need to give her options. You can't just go to someone and say, hey, this person can't do your wedding anymore. And, here's one person.
Yeah,
that's available. No, you need to give them options because what if they don't like the style? What if because they know who they booked, they paid a deposit, they want someone similar or better. So, we went to her with options and ended up picking Rani.
Yeah.
I think we even had Fikri on hold, or maybe Fikri wasn't available, but multiple hair and makeup artists. So
I feel like Rani is she is the kind of person that will bend over backwards though to help you for an event, because I also had a client, this would have been years ago, I'm talking maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And I had this beautiful client and they booked their own hair and makeup artist, which people do, that's completely fine, your prerogative. But it was someone I'd never heard of before. And Nofi, I don't know if you've been to Australia before. Have you been to Australia?
No,
okay. So in Western countries, we can walk into a shopping mall, right? And, there might be a MAC counter set up and you can go sit there and they will do your makeup if you buy products. So I feel like it was the equivalent. She'd gone to Mall Bali Galleria, had her makeup done, really liked it. So she booked these guys for her wedding. But on the wedding day, she rang me. Now, hair and makeup starts early. I wasn't due there till I think maybe 10 a.m. And the makeup was supposed to start maybe at 7. It was quite early. But I had a missed phone call when I woke up. I rang her straight back. And she said, my hair and makeup artist hasn't shown up and they're not answering the phone. I'm like, what do you mean? Now, because I haven't booked them, I don't have much leeway or pull that I can be like, if you don't get here, we're never recommending you again, So I said, have you called? Yep, their phone's been turned off. And I'm like, didn't you just have a trial yesterday? And she said, yes. And I said, did everything go okay? Was there any issues? And she said to me that when they were doing her hair, they had the hair straightener on too hot and they accidentally like literally burnt some of her hair off. And they were so apologetic about it. They were so embarrassed and they apologized and she said, look, it's fine, you know, maybe it was a faulty product. I don't know. I don't know too much of it. But basically, they burnt her hair off. But she said they're now not answering the phone. I was like, okay, what time were they supposed to be there? An hour ago. I was like, do you think they're coming? Like, they might show up. Do you want me to try and find you someone else? And she's like, I think so. So again, I called around all the hair and makeup artists. And yeah, eventually Rani again said, I have a trial today. And she said, let me see if I can move it. I'll call you back. And she did. She called me back and she's like, Tristan, I'm on the way. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. Because, you know, it's too late now. I couldn't give options. I needed to get someone there now.
Yeah.
So again, just someone swooped in to save the day. But this is why it's so important when you're researching your suppliers, you have to pick a good one. You have to pick someone that's reliable. You have to pick someone that's got good products. You have to pick someone that's going to be on time and respects your time. I know you had another wedding and we won't name names, but we will never, ever, ever work with this makeup artist again. How many hours late were they to the wedding?
I would like to say up to 4 or 5 hours. They were meant to be there at 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning because they had to get through so many people.
And it was a morning ceremony.
Yep. Morning of, I'm waking up to all these calls and messages from the couple, like basically accusing me as well. It's like, where's the hair and makeup artist? I'm like, should be there.
Should be there at 5 a.m.
And because I didn't have to get up that early. So I was up at maybe 8 a.m. and I've just been blasted. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, is everything okay? That's not the way you want to start your day.
No. So this is why, like, when we are researching supplies, it's really important that we do have an industry standard now. And we may not have, you know, back then we did work with, you know, people that were good and had reviews, but we weren't so much looking at the professionalism. I feel like it was like, well, that person's doing a great job. Yeah, sure, they're 20 minutes late and they take photos of the bride even though we told them not to. So now when we're looking for that industry standard in every area, we do look for things. They have to be on time. Yeah. They have to have high quality products, not just, you know, I brought some fake Kylie Jenner stuff from the market's office, you know.
Oh my God, the markets here are terrible.
They're terrible quality makeup. We want to make sure that, you know, they do have good reviews and they have a certain way with the client. They're going to spend the morning of the wedding with them. Like, they're the first point of contact from the wedding suppliers. We want that person to represent not just themselves, but, you know, the Bali Brides brand, and they need to be on point, which kind of brings us as to why we've brought Nofi in here today. Nofi, we've been working together quite a long time. So tell us where you're from, Nofi.
I'm basically from Central Java.
Central Java, wow.
It's called Solo City.
Solo City, like single city?
Yeah.
That's where I need to go.
I've been makeup artist since 2014.
Wow. So you started the same year we did, basically.
Yeah.
10 years.
10 years, yeah.
And how did you get into doing hair and makeup artist?
So, long time ago, like maybe 20 years ago.
You don't look that old.
I was model. So, long time ago, all model have to be,
You had to learn how to do your hair and makeup.
Yeah. We have to learn our own hair and makeup. Yeah. So one of my friends, she's model also, she cannot do hair and makeup. So I have to do her hair and makeup.
Yeah.
And the agency saw me that doing that hair and makeup. Oh, you're doing good. Yeah. What about you start with the hair and makeup with other models? We're gonna pay you this much. Like, what? 20 years ago, 25,000.
Ooh, $2.50 for those playing along at home.
25,000 rupiah
per person.
What? Yes.
What? 25,000.
One model.
That's $2.50 Australian.
You can't even buy a coffee with that.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
one coffee, but in
Indonesia 20 years ago, you probably could. You know, inflation.
There's no Starbies back there in Indonesia.
10 or 7 models. You know, at that time.
Wow.
It's okay.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. And you enjoyed it, obviously.
Yes, I enjoyed it. So.
And then, how did you get into weddings?
Oh, so I went to Bali 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then some of my friends, you're doing good the makeup, because I start with the makeup also in here. And one of my friends asked me to do her friend wedding. And with I have this budget. Can you do her makeup? It's just natural one. So
I hope it was more than $2.50.
Yeah. At that time, like $50.
Yeah.
10 years ago. Can we mention the price or not?
Sure.
Sorry.
I feel like transparency is key.
Yeah. So I did her makeup and she liked it, and then she start to post it in the Facebook, my wedding day, and with the hair and makeup, natural but stay. So start with that.
Yeah. Were the first weddings that you did, were they more local weddings?
No, it's Western actually.
Western, wow.
Because my friend, it's Western, like Australian and wherever,
And then word of mouth, you got busy.
Yes, mouth to mouth.
Yeah, so what's your biggest platform for that? Just word of mouth? Like you've got your Facebook pages.
Yeah.
People find Instagram even.
Yeah, Instagram is like maybe 5 years ago starting. But first from Facebook.
So many wedding forums.
Yeah.
Where do most of your clients come from? Would you say they come from, Facebook or Instagram, or was it through a website? Do you have a website?
I have a website, but it's not.
Yeah. No one here has good websites. No one knows how to maintain them.
Yeah. Facebook, I think. Facebook is the most market.
Yeah. And do you prefer, because a lot of clients would book you directly, do you prefer working directly with a client or through a wedding planning company like Bali Brides?
Both.
Both.
Depend. Yeah.
Does one way make it easier than the other, or it's the same for you?
It's the same for me. Yeah. The same for me.
What do you think your most frequently asked questions are from clients? Like, would it be more in terms of what products do you use? What does your kit look like, kind of thing?
Yeah, most of them, they ask about what product you use and how to make the makeup stay like Bali humidity.
How do you make it stay? I mean,
because it's so humid
we
here.
haven't been outside yet. Yeah. I know from your work that when I go outside, I'm still going to look like this at 10 o'clock tonight. So how do you make it stay? What's the secret?
I think this is same. We use a primer and setting spray, and also before primer, moisturizer. Depend how the client's skin. If it's dry skin or oily skin.
Touching mine. Oh yes, it feels moisturized. Okay,
Touch-
sorry. Don't touch your
Dry
makeup.
tissue, please. Dry tissue. Tap with dry tissue.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So what should brides be rocking up to on the wedding day? How should their skin and hair be? Should you have dirty hair? Should you have clean hair?
Should it be wet because you've just washed it?
Yeah. First, if the client asks, so what are we gonna prepare before wedding? So I'm gonna tell them. But if they not ask, I'm not gonna. Hey, you have to wash your hair. You have to. No, I'm not gonna say that. So it depends how the client, if they want to wash it or they want to not wash it, it's okay because we prepare everything. Like even when the client have oily
hair. Yeah,
me.
We have.
My hair was very dirty.
I came with
morning.
very dirty hair this morning.
Yeah, we prepare everything for the.
Is dirty hair or like clean hair easier to style?
Clean hair, of course.
Like fresh clean hair that morning? Because I've heard that day old clean hair is best.
Yeah, clean hair.
Yeah.
And dry.
But fresh cleaned that morning? Like, do I get up, wash my hair now or the day before better?
The day before better.
Okay, so
the day before.
Clean hair, wash your hair the day before.
Yeah.
And then is there any skincare preps? The month of the wedding, the weeks leading up to the wedding, how should we be preparing our skin before we get married?
The thing is, I think 1 week before, don't go to the sun. Because the sun is burn your skin, make you dry, and it's
very, very hard in Bali.
Or at least 3 days before wedding.
All right, so wear a hat, sunscreen, look after you.
Sunscreen and also night cream for the before.
So in the lead up, lots of sunscreen on the face. Try and stay out of the sun or make sure you're protected, and then using night creams.
Yeah.
I know before I went to bed last night, I put on a face mask because I knew I was getting my hair and makeup done in the morning.
See, I did not do that.
Just moisturize your face. And guys, you girls, you have a lot of beautiful skin.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, like healthy.
It is now.
Healthy, not too oily, not too dry. So
what about our hair? Because I feel like that was not very nice.
That's the problem in Bali about hair.
Yeah.
Because we went to the beach, it's motorbike.
Motorbike. I can't say I've been to the beach lately.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say my skin was terrible last year because I didn't have a full face helmet for my motorbike. Whereas this year I've invested in a full face helmet. Skin has been amazing.
Yeah. So again, if you're going to go on a scooter while you're in Bali, make sure you have a full face helmet.
Make sure it's covered. There's so much pollution here. It's so dirty. Yeah. As much as we love Bali for how tropical it is and everything, The air is
Well,
dirty.
look what happened when we were sitting downstairs this morning waiting for our coffee. We thought there was a fire next door. No, they were just burning their rubbish. And that's going straight into the air and into our skin.
That's what they do. They burn their rubbish on the side of the road and you are literally scooting through it.
Yeah. Can you tell us about, like, have you had any things go horribly wrong on the wedding day or like inside the preparation room? Do you have any like tea for us?
Thanks God, I never have experience about the bridezilla or something.
Oh, really?
But one time there is a client, but she didn't have a trial before, but she's so scared about putting so much makeup.
Yeah.
So when I arrived, she told me that no foundation, please, just BB cream.
Oh.
Just CC cream, or you can use mine or whatever. Yeah, but the thing is, she have a lot of what you call it?
Freckles.
Yes, and
blemishes, even.
Yeah, and red and dry skin. So she does want with full coverage foundation. So I use a BB cream and just like a powder, just natural, like very natural. And when I finished it, she said it's too much. I don't want foundation. And she wept out.
But it's like you didn't even put on foundation.
No, BB cream. Like not even BB cream.
That's
BB
kind of
cream
like
is
skincare, isn't
CC
it?
cream.
Some people aren't good with makeup though.
Yeah, CC cream from Bourjois.
Yeah.
It's very, very light, light. Because I use that every day. And she thinks it's too much. So she wept out and she washed with the facial wash. Yeah. No foundation.
How did her photos look? Did you see them afterwards? That would be my only worry. Like, if you're no makeup girly, fine. Yeah. But there's certain things you need to do on your wedding day to make sure that your photos are coming out nice.
So she just want concealer, no powder.
What's the point of having makeup?
Yeah.
I feel like that would melt off because concealer is a liquid.
I think 1 hour
gone.
Whoosh, whoosh, oil.
Especially if you cry, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But was she happy when you just conceal it and blushed her?
Yes.
You know what? If you know what you want, go get it, girl.
Yeah. She said, it's not your fault. I just cannot do with any foundation. This is not foundation. This is CC cream. CC cream is moisturizing and not even CC cream. So nothing. Okay.
So her eyes were done, lipstick.
Yeah, eyes with like a cream eyeshadow.
Okay.
Everything with cream.
Everything cream.
But
so if you want everything cream, Nofi's got you covered.
Yeah. When everything cream is based on the oil.
Yeah.
So sun with the cream makeup melted.
Bye.
So as soon as I'm finished, I'm go. Please don't make a bad review about me.
So on the topic of products, where do you get your products from?
Not from Bali, of course.
Yeah. So imported, you fly overseas or
Australia, because I have friend from Australia. She's a dresser, so she always bring me
things
makeup.
over.
Yeah.
I guess on that subject, one of the things that, I find, and we did talk about this on episode 2, quite a few of our clients, when we send them pricing for makeup, they're shocked at the prices. But I think what they don't realize is you're not finding these products here. You have to fly to Australia or get a friend to fly to Australia or pay someone to go shopping or for shipping. Yeah. And I don't know if you've ever shipped makeup here, but the tax to get makeup into this country, if you buy it online, is like 100%, isn't it?
Yes.
So if you buy a $90 foundation, you have to pay $90 in tax. So that is really bumping up the cost.
So expensive.
Yeah. On top of that, how many different shades of foundation do you think you have in your kit?
At this moment, I think around 12.
So that's not cheap. What if you had to guess?
Or 15.
How much did your kit cost you?
Oh, one foundation, it's around $80.
So times 12, we're at like $1,000 already, and that's just foundation.
And for the eyeliner, $40.
Yeah.
I have 3 eyeliner, like dark, black, brown, light brown.
Yeah.
The thing is, the expensive one is the eyeshadow. Eyeshadow palette.
You've got the palette.
So many palettes.
You've got quite a few. I've seen your range. So we're talking thousands of dollars for your makeup kit alone, not including hair, straighteners. I saw you've got the brand new Dyson hairdresser thing.
The small one I brought, like this, maybe around 20 million.
Yeah, and that's just the small one. That's not your wedding kit.
That's
So 20 million for your small pack.
the small. Yeah, that's like
The
just-
smallest one.
Yeah.
So can you imagine if you said, I'm going to do my hair and makeup on my wedding day, like even just yours, like I reckon I've got easily $500 worth of makeup products in my bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably not the average girl, neither of you, because we've both kind of got performing arts background. So we are a bit more, I'm going to use my primer and my nice everything. But makeup artists have to spend so much money to have, your skin shade, my skin shade, your skin shade, Yanti's skin shade. Like everyone in the studio has a different skin shade and you have to have all of the colors to match that. So it's not a cheap thing.
Yeah, like we're white girls. Like we've got our darker brides. We got to make sure we've got the correct skin tone for them,
Do you know what happened earlier this year? So this is quite funny. I went to Greece in June, July. You would have seen I had my beautiful European holiday. It was wonderful. But I was swimming. I was just living my best life. And a week in, I couldn't use my foundation anymore because I was so dark. And I literally had to go to Sephora and spend I didn't have to spend, but I had to go buy new products because my foundation, my concealer and all the products I was using was too light.
And Maori was coming out.
Yeah, it is literally I'm part Maori. So I tan so easily. Even this week, I've got quite a bit of colour from, I think, a day and a half on a little staycation earlier this week. But again, I had to spend money. And that's something that you obviously need to factor for. All of these different skin tones, not just in foundation, but in concealers and powders and lipstick colours and eyelashes. And, it must be a lot. So that's probably one of the biggest expenses of running a hair and makeup artist business, isn't it? And then talk to me about travel time. Do you go everywhere? Because Bali, although it's small, we've got, I've done a wedding in Lavina once. It was a 4-hour drive. Do you travel that far or you stick locally?
Yeah, I've traveled around Bali, 2 hours, 3 hours. And the other island also, Gili.
Yeah, Gili.
And do you have your own car or do you usually get transport?
Yeah, I
have a driver.
I use my own car.
So that's handy as well. So this is the other thing that are obviously factored into your cost when you're pricing out, hair and makeup.
Travel fee.
I have seen you've just sent us through your new pricing for next year, which is great. But when you do your pricing, what are you factoring into those costs? Are you factoring in that, you might have to spend 3 hours traveling to and from that wedding?
Yeah.
You're factoring in, obviously, you've got a phone, you've got email, you have to pay for phone subscription to be handy. You've got to pay to put your website up, even if we're not updating it regularly. So
I was thinking about that.
What are there any other factors that have to go into the costs of things?
The thing is time. Because, Bali is traffic. Especially I stay in Denpasar. If I have to go to Uluwatu by car, possible with motorbike because I brought a lot of
exactly.
You got so much stuff.
I need car. Yeah. And if we use a car, of course, it takes time.
Yeah, petrol.
For us to go to Uluwatu takes us 2 hours
when we leave, an hour to get home because there's no traffic. But
See, it's just about time.
Yeah. So when you're booking hair and makeup, I guess the thing is you're not just paying, for the look. You're paying for the professional business owner.
Yeah.
You're paying for the experience. You've got 10 years worth of experience. That's definitely worth something.
I feel like also travel costs. Nofi's going home earlier than us. So we're not getting stuck in traffic on our way home because we're leaving at 1, 2 a.m. in the morning. Nofi's going home in peak hour time. So she's literally spending 4 to 5 hours on the road just for the wedding transport on the day.
Yeah.
She can't take any other clients.
No.
Yeah, that's
it's just the wedding day.
Yeah. And I think this is one of the things as well, like some makeup artists have a minimum number or a minimum spend. And that's why, because you can't take any other bookings on the same day. It's actually, we did have an incident, I think it was this year actually. One of Amanda's clients, they had for whatever reason, we moved their wedding forward or backwards. I can't remember what way it was. Maybe we moved the ceremony forward an hour or back. And the makeup artist was like, oh, well, I can't start that early because I have another booking. I'm like, what do you mean you have another booking? That's something that needs to be factored in when you're doing your costs. And this is why we do look for a certain standard in the industry. Like if I'm getting a makeup artist out for you, the only other thing that makeup artists should have on that day is maybe a trial, because they need to factor in that maybe they need to come earlier or the bride's running late because of whatever reason. Maybe she got a bit emotional during her first look and there's so many different factors that run into it.
Yeah. And I think it's really important if you're emotional as a bride, 100% book in touch-ups.
Touch-ups.
Keep them there.
Touch-ups. How do touch-ups work? Are we paying by the hour? Do you pay by look? Why would a bride book touch-ups and what's normally the time they would do touch-ups? So you get them ready, then you normally leave. You help them with the veil and let's say 2,
Yeah.
3 o'clock you normally leave, but if a bride books touch-ups, what time do you stay till normally?
Normally I stay but this is like Asian. Normally,
Yep.
Asian bride,
Yeah.
not Western,
Western as
bride.
much.
So they want to stay for touch up. It's like 4 hours maximum. Yeah. So maybe the ceremony at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
But we have to start earlier for the church something.
Yeah.
So 10 until 5. That's
Yeah.
one time.
I think after the ceremony, even after photos, like all the bridal photos and everything, I think before you go into your grand entry.
Yeah.
I
So
like that.
things to keep in mind, makeup artists, once they're done, they don't stick around. If you want them to stick around, you've got to pay for the extra time. You have
Full
to pay
day.
for the touch-ups. So again, I don't know. Is it too soon?
Is it too soon?
Is it too soon? We had an incident. We'll just call it Client Flower. Client Flower did not book touch-ups for her wedding.
Yeah.
And had a bit of a meltdown after the first look photos because the makeup artist wasn't there. The makeup artist had said goodbye.
Yep.
But for whatever reason, they didn't realise. I don't really know, but we did have a full meltdown in a bridal room. And Britta had to make a phone call and beg the hair and makeup artist to come back, which I don't think they ever got paid for, by the way.
They didn't.
But, I think it's really important to
It
note.
was almost halfway home.
It's really important to note for a bride, like, unless you book touch-ups, your hair and makeup artist is going to leave when they're done. Like, they're not your mum. They're not there to hold your hand and walk you down the aisle. When their job's done, they go home.
Yeah.
So if you are someone that's going to cry, if you're going to sweat a lot, if you want to put your hair up at night, whatever it's going to be, like if you want to chop your hair off after the ceremony, you need to pay for that extra time and get a hair and makeup artist to stay back.
Yeah.
I think it's really fun if you book touch-ups as well. You have the opportunity to change your look a little bit going into your grand entry party time. You can make it a little bit more glam, a bit darker, and you can even have a darker lip, which is fun. So you've got 2 different looks for your wedding day.
Yeah.
I love that. We actually had a client a few years ago. Actually, you were there. It was just for flat to Italy. Remember Cherie, beautiful Cherie? She kept the makeup artist there the whole night, and she would just go in and out of the living room, like, fix my lippy, just powder my face, fix my hair. And I thought that was brilliant. Like, if I had the funds to do that, because, you're dancing, you get hot, like 100% I want a hair and makeup artist on standby.
Absolutely.
So it's one day, and it might sound princessy, but I want to look at my best the entire day for my wedding. So
it's your day.
Yeah. And that's something that you can budget for when you're booking your hair and makeup artist. How much are touch-ups? What time will you stay to? Do you bill by the hour or is it per look?
Yeah. And I think if I ever get married and find a man, I think...
where do you find a man?
Where do you find a man in Bali? I think that's probably one of my non-negotiables, like touch-ups.
Yeah.
Keep them there all day. I love
I think that's good.
I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Like,
do you know
for full day?
Do you know what you could launch as well? So one of my friends last year, Genius, I thought this was very clever. So, how like you have entertainment, you have a photo booth, you might have a magician, you've got fun things. She stationed a hair and makeup artist team outside the bathrooms so that when the girls went in and out of the bathrooms, they were there. Would you like a quick touch up? Can we fix your hair? Can we fix your lippy? They had a hair straightener. And literally, like, I went to the bathroom at one point and I was like, my hair's like, and they just whooshed it and made me, and I went back to the party. Like, it's not something that I've ever seen again. Like, she was genius for that. But I'm like, that is such a fun
I'm like
idea.
taking mental notes. I'm like, I want to offer that to clients. That's so cool.
I know. It was a super fun idea. I don't know anyone that does it, but maybe that's just an idea for you.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea. Yeah, there we go. Put it in
Even
packages.
it doesn't even have to be yourself. Like, you can be a team member.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe touch up, it's by the team.
But yeah, it's not,
Get paid per hour.
bridal thing. We'll station 2 people, like a hairdresser and a makeup artist
That's a
outside the
good idea.
bathroom so that your guests can have their hair fixed or tied up and, you've got the hairspray and the hair ties and everything ready to go and just...
Such a brilliant idea.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
It was
let's
absolutely...
do it.
I like it. All right,
I'm going to pitch it.
All right, guys, for anyone watching along on YouTube, Nofi now does mobile pop-up hair and makeup services outside the bathrooms.
For your guests.
For your guests. It's genius.
Epic.
By tip.
You know what? I secretly want this as well because me and Britta, when we rock up to the wedding on the day, like everyone would have seen us, all of our clients, like especially if you're a supplier. Sometimes I walk into, say hi to the bride in the morning and you can see them look you up and down, just a little bit. Yeah. And I don't by any means dress badly, but I might be wearing my gym pants, which are long, and my Bali Brides t-shirt and my runners because I am running around all day.
We sweat a lot on wedding days. So
you get to go into the room and get ready and we are just...
You get to be in the aircon all day.
We had a wedding a couple of years ago and remember we had the buyout of Bali Beach glamping And we were staying there because we were working so late. And when I went back to get changed, I must have showered, and it was like the best thing ever because normally it gets to 2:00, the guests start arriving, and our team goes and gets changed. We get professional, we put on different shoes, we put on a dress, we fix our hair and makeup and get ready for the guest arrival.
And if there's no shower on standby, it's just us spraying a whole heap of deodorant and perfume on ourselves to make us smell nice.
I do just feel so gross sometimes.
Dirty.
I'm like, that's the thing, dirty, because we're lifting, well, we're not supposed to be, we're lifting furniture, we're moving stuff around, we're running, we're sweating. Like, if you guys want to put a hair and makeup artist outside your bathroom, I'd be so happy. Especially if you're one of my clients.
Not only benefiting your guests, it's benefiting us.
Win-win, really. Maybe we'll negotiate a discount.
Speaking of team members, so obviously you've got a team with you.
Yeah.
How many people have you got?
For now, I have like 4 hairstylists.
And 4 hairstylists.
Yeah, and 3 makeup artists, which is, they already have experience before, but I train as
you train them,
style, because every makeup artist have own style.
Yeah.
So,
where do you find stuff from here?
I saw it from Instagram, Facebook.
Oh, that's true. Because I suppose they'd use Instagram to showcase their own portfolios.
Yeah.
There's a lot of freelancers here.
Yeah.
Also, I've been attended like a workshop, hair and makeup workshop. So I met them. So this is the
smart.
good one. This is good one. And you want to work with me? You want to work with me? So,
that's great. And when you have a wedding, let's say, is there a limit to how many people you and your team can do on the day? Because, some weddings might just be 3 or 4 people. You do the bride, a couple of bridesmaids, maybe a mum. If they've got 10 people, is that something your team can do, or they need to hire a second makeup artist?
We had before, like 3 years ago, we had 21.
Holy moly.
21.
How long did that take?
And what time do you need to start?
5 a.m.?
I hire more.
Same.
I hire more hair and makeup artists.
Yeah, of course. So you can do it. You've got the capability.
So even like my team, I can from my friend, I have a lot of hair and makeup artists also.
So I think it's kind of going back to how big is your kit? Like if you've got to do 21 people.
Do they all bring their own kit, or they're using your products?
Using products.
You must have
that is a massive kit.
All right. It's
I mean, you mean like hair and makeup artists, my team?
Yeah.
Or they have their own?
But do you buy it, or they buy their own?
They buy their own.
How do you control the quality of products they use then? Because yours is coming from Australia. Where's theirs coming from?
They have her own product. Maybe they bought from Sephora in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Sephora is expensive. Yeah.
Sephora is expensive.
Expensive.
I love Sephora because I go in there and I'm like, I'm just going to buy one thing, and then all of a sudden I've spent like $500. But I
literally walked in the other day, got my banana powder, and then I ended up walking out with more eyebrow stuff and something else.
That was the day I said, I don't need anything. Let's see if I can get out of here. And I spent $120.
Yeah, you had to get your Olaplex.
It was on special. It's 50% off. That's like a bargain.
I think the important is primer and setting spray.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you check your team's kits?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So there is some sort of quality control.
Yeah. So some team, they don't have like, you use mine.
Okay. Yeah.
The foundation, as long as not
it's powdery. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like heavy.
Yeah, not heavy.
Heavy foundation.
Then I just leave it. So important for me, it's moisturizer, primer, and setting spray.
Yeah, because that's going to make it all stick beautifully.
Yeah.
What would your top 3 tips for a bride-to-be getting married in Bali to get ready for her wedding?
First, skin. Out from sun.
Okay. Tip 1, skin, stay out of the sunshine, put sunscreen on, wear a hat.
Yeah. For the hair, even like a damaged hair, we still can fix it. But for the face,
no fixing that one.
And
have you ever had a face you didn't want to do with makeup because you just looked at them and you're like, you're beyond help?
Yeah, it's very dry.
You are unfixable.
It's better oily than dry skin.
That is terrible.
Very dry, and the skin it's peel off from sun.
And
you gotta touch the sun.
You got to touch that as well. That creeps me out. I don't know if I could be a makeup artist. And yuck.
Yeah, I literally lost my nail from an injury at a wedding the other week, and she doesn't want to look at my nail.
I do not want to look at that. All right, so tip 1, sun.
Yeah,
sun,
skin, your face.
All right, tip 2.
Yeah, tip 2. Don't get drunk before because you're gonna be stressed.
Okay,
On the
fair.
day.
Don't get drunk before the
I
wedding.
mean, like a hangover.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like your
On
skin
your
can
day.
feel really gross after
Because it's
a big night of
dehydrated.
drinking.
Oops, don't touch your
Yes.
face. And don't touch
Yeah.
your face.
You can touch with the dry tissue.
Okay, dry tissue. Yeah. Oh, so that's another thing as well. Like, let's say I'm the bride and I've walked down the aisle and I've had some little tears. You're not there anymore. How do I fix that without ruining my makeup?
Just tap with dry tissue.
Okay.
And you have to
They've
prepare the
usually
powder.
They've got the tear corner, like they put the tissues in like a triangle, and it's like a
So you got to dab.
no,
Not.
and even just like putting it right in the middle.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes the brides cry and they've got
Already
like this
crying, yeah.
streaky.
I think this is tap with dry tissue.
And that
then
should-
the powder.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
brush
the setting
with the
spray
powder.
should
Yeah.
protect it as well.
Yeah.
And would you recommend that brides bring their own lipstick over so that
Yes.
Yeah.
Like for touch up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
should be?
Has there ever been a day where something's happened and you've literally had to just go swoop in and save the day? Something's happened with their face or
Or their hair, or
anything?
they got their makeup done by someone else and they weren't happy.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Have you had a problem? So, you know, we've had a lot of problems
Mhm.
and we have to fix them. Have you ever had a client or a wedding
Mhm.
that had a big problem and you had to go in and fix something?
Yeah, one time, like I did the bridesmaid
Mm-hmm.
and the bride with the other makeup artist. So the bride is in the different room.
Yeah.
I did 4 bridesmaids with my hairstylist. So the bridesmaid finished and the bride came, and then the bride saw the bridesmaid. Oh my God, you look so beautiful and natural. I look like a doll. Can you fix it? Can you remove it, Swabber? And I'm not gonna ruin your makeup because
Yeah.
it's so thick. And then I can, but my hairstylist did it.
Fix
yeah.
Fix it.
Yeah.
That must have been really hard because how do you do that without stepping on the toes of the other person that did it?
That
Do you wait till they leave or do you say,
yeah,
I'm
they
really
wait till
sorry?
actually, the makeup artist from the bride is leave
Oh,
already.
that's lucky. So it's not too bad because I feel bad because we have had on multiple occasions clients reach out and say they're not happy with their wedding planner.
Yeah.
You know, and that's fair. Like not every wedding planner is for every client and not every client's for every wedding
Sometimes
planner.
you only find that out a bit later down the track, like
Yeah.
a few months. It's like, oh, we're not meshing well.
Yeah, and you need to mesh with your planner. But I feel so awkward about it because I'm like, I don't want to step on their toes. Like I'm happy, of course,
Yeah.
to take over.
But
But
sometimes you know the planners as well, so it's
yeah,
like they're your
exactly.
friends.
I'm like, so you don't want to step on their toes there, but then how do you do the right thing by the person?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any favourite venues in Bali? You obviously see a lot. You see the whole island. Where's your favourite venues?
Actually, I like mountain, Ubud.
Oh,
Oh, I'm not allowed to work in the wood.
I'm not allowed to work in Ubud either.
Really?
Well, our work visa is for the Badung Regency, and that's Denpasar. So Ubud.
Oh, that's
our local
why.
team can, but
That's
for me
why
and
you
Britta.
always send me to that side. Those ones.
Yeah.
Look, all the locals can. And look, it's probably a very grey area. We've been told by other people we can work out in that way, but we just don't want to risk it. Like,
okay.
it's not our country. We want to abide by the law and by the requirements of our work visa. So
Okay.
we just stay away from that area.
It can be
If someone
quite
wants to-
scary if you get hauled into immigration.
We don't want to do
We
that.
don't want to do that.
Scary,
Okay,
We
just
play
send me
by the
whatever you
rules.
want.
Yeah,
We play by the rules.
Yeah.
definitely one of the things that a lot of people don't. And tell us, what is your Instagram actually? Let's put your Instagram out. We'll put it into our comments. We'll put it onto all of the platforms.
Everywhere.
For makeup, Nofi hair and makeup.
Yep.
And for the hair by Nofi.
No.
Do you have 2 Instagrams?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Hair. I do colors.
Oh.
Actually, I did know that you work with minks as well, don't you?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Have you ever had a bride on the wedding day that had long hair and then wanted to cut it off before the reception?
Yeah, it was your bride.
My bride?
Yeah, it was
Yanti's bride?
Ah, yeah.
Yanti, what about the staff sitting in the corner?
Yeah, so she had like an updo with
Yeah.
long hair, and then after ceremony, I just chop.
That's
That-
epic.
That is so epic.
She just want 15 minutes chop.
Did you do it?
Yes.
Of course you did, because you're a
Actually,
superstar.
20 minutes. 20
Wow.
minutes.
Why have I not
I
heard this
still
story?
have the video. I'll
feel
send it to you.
Can you please? I feel really sad that I don't know this story. I feel like Yanti, our other senior planner, is hiding little secrets, and we need to dive into this on episode 1 that we haven't filmed yet. And we're going to film next, you know? So that's a question to save for later.
Yeah.
Amazing. Nofi, thank you so much for your time today, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
It's been really insightful to chat to you and know a little bit more about what you do. And if anyone wants to book Nofi, we will put all of her details into wherever they go.
The
Me and Britta,
links.
all the links into YouTube,
Captions,
Spotify, so that
everything.
you can find her and book her in for your Bali wedding. Before we wrap up today's episode as well, I do just want to put out a little reminder. You would have heard about this in episode 1, but to celebrate the launch of Bali Weddings Unveiled, we're still getting used to that name, guys. Bear with us. We are running a competition. We want you to be able to listen to our podcast, plan your wedding in the best way possible. So we are giving away a pair of
AirPods and an iPad.
So you can help plan your wedding. So to enter the draw to win, you just need to like and subscribe on whatever podcast platform you are on. Subscribe on YouTube, leave a review, comment, and we will be drawing that on Valentine's Day. So thank you everyone for coming, and thank you Nofi for your time.
Thank you, Nofi.